All right, boys. What are we talking about today here is about what to look for when you parent officers to teaching them skills. First thing, I'm starting with my MB officers. And what you want to look for is first you need to figure out what units you're working on. And then when you know exactly what unit is and what you use it for example, on my MB, I use mainly my MB for tanking bases, tanking groups, for defending, mostly to help allies when attacking fortifications, attacking units, groups. So pretty much what I'm trying to get from my MB is health. So what I try to do is try to find the best skills that give me that. But taking also into account that I don't want to use any good skill that will be for other officers. First of all, put it, more health, HP, and recover. Then what I'm trying to do also is when I find an officer that I want to pair his skill with, I also look at their other skills that are going to be available. Because what you want to do is you want to be able to switch them around on the battlefield as you need them. If you get an MB, you give them a skill that gives you HP, and then your tanking bases. But out of nowhere, you run out of bases and you have to find units or go fight. Then at that point, it's good to switch that skill that giving you HP into recovery. That way, when the tank is moving from side to side, you can. These maps are big enough that you have time to recover some health. And that's something you want to be taking a look at, is not just only the skills you're putting on, if what second skills you can take advantage, and on the field you can change them pretty quick, pretty easy. Also, what you want to look is you want to start with your main unit. If you have one, that should be easy for you to figure out. Put everything to that unit. Now you want to put all skills that are completely done. That way you get more benefit out of it. And then you start going down the list. Then when you're done with your MB, you go like right there. I'm done with putting the skills for my MB. Now I'm gonna switch to my RT, my main RT. And what I'm looking for is, first of all, reload speed, because RTs are a little slow, so you want faster reload speed. Then you want to start looking at what you use that unit for. I use it sometimes just to to destroy bases, so I try to put a skill that gives me buff against bases, more damage against bases. Also, I'm also here when I put that skill, I can switch it around later on if I'm outside my territory to give extra buff to that unit. That way it does more damage from that skill of the other officer. And that's what you want to look for. Same thing, the officer skill, you want to make sure you stack them. If you have an officer that has a skill that provides base firepower or base 10% base HP or resistance, anything, you want to stack those. What I mean by stacking them is you want to train that skill into another officer and still have that officer deploy in the base in a alternate unit. That way they stack and you get extra buffs and extra durability on your base. Same thing when you're doing, for example, an ATG, what you want the ATG to have. You probably want to have armor penetration, or you want to have faster reload speed. You have an MB. Again, if you use the MB for fighting and tanking, you want to have HP or health recovery or resistance to it. Are you using, let's say you're using a rocket truck. Rocket truck are really weak. You might want to put a little bit HP on it. or you want to put make them faster to to move faster. Light tanks. Light tanks are fast already, but have weak armor, so you want to put HP on those. Helicopters. Helicopters are all around pretty good, but you want to probably put more damage to them and damage resist to them. So it just varies on how you use your unit, but always taking into account start from your main unit, put all 5/5 to complete research skills to those officers, and then start working your way down the list. In that way, you make sure your main units are taken care of and ready for battle. So, and I'm gonna leave this what they are to reset all my officers, and I'm constantly changing them all the time, depending on the battlefield, what unit I'm using. So this day I reset it, so I'm gonna leave the rest of the video here showing to what units I'm putting. And like I say, I'm looking at the first skill and a secondary skill. If my first skill is for something, I want to make sure that the second skill is also something I can use. And always looking, okay, do I have another unit that might benefit more of this? So I'll leave the rest of the video on so you guys can see what units I'm using. And again, this is all preference, skill, how you play, what units you have, what officers you have, and how you like to play it. If nobody can tell you what's the best unit for what, or what officer is best for what, because it's just varying too much. There's a lot of different units, a lot of different officers. Not everyone has as many officers unlocks and others. So it is just pure your choice. You're welcome to choose my setup that I'm doing. It's what has worked this event for me, and I'm liking it so far. I haven't changed it the whole event. So I'll let you guys on the rest of the video. Bye.
Without hatred, I would have nothing.
I will keep the firepower.
Without hatred, I would have nothing.
I will keep the firepower coming. The will to fight comes from true.
Firing data calibrated!
I cannot stand all this bureaucracy.